The player space.
The horse racing thing, the card playing, that was just fun. We were all doing it. It was a social thing, you know. When I got into more real heavy Wall Street analysis, stock picking, and that kind of thing, it was about predicting the future. I'm just intrigued, and which goes back to where I first started looking at the horses when I was like 11. It's just about predicting the future. It's a game, right? A puzzle, and I that's what I really enjoy. And with stocks, for example, I also enjoy hunting. That's why I like to go to the Goodwill. You know, nothing thrills me more than finding, $100 Le Creuset pan for $4.99. And it's not that I can't afford to buy a new one, but it's not fun to me to buy a new one. I want to find one. I was like born a hunter, right? So seeking out stocks that are going to be winners, and the game of being right and winning, but also the hunting, that process is really what I'm attracted to. It's not so much the money. I'm actually kind of wimpy when it comes to the act, taking risk. I've never been a big risk taker.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's more, yeah, I'm not a gambler. Even when we were playing poker, I won consistently because I was not a gambler, and all the other kids were just wildly gambling. It's
So
like,
you're playing tight. Is that how it's?
yeah, very
Yeah.
tight. I mean,
Mm.
they have now it's become like a style of playing poker, and to me, that was always the only way I would want to play. I mean, why would you, you know, but anyway, and it's not that fun if that's what you're doing, really. It was a social thing, you know.
Mm.
There was a lot of fun to be had around the poker table.
So, what kind of advice would you give a young player at this point? And
Well,
somebody who
again,
wants to somebody who wants to be kind of build their future, but yet
in
have
trading
a little, well, just yeah, and
or
like
just in
what to
investing.
do with their money and investing, and how. I
Uh,
mean, what kind of mix would you give if somebody wants to? They want to they don't want to be an idiot and spend all their money, but at the same time, they want to hang out at our club and kind of be a bit of a big shot every now and then.
uh, that's tough. I mean, it's really, I it's very difficult right now with the money printing that's going on, the low interest rates. You know, it's really, it's very hard to say. I mean, you can say diversification, which is what people who don't know what's going on have always relied on to, and I guess to some degree that has worked. But if you're starting with a small amount of money, um, and want to end up with a big amount of money, diversification is not the way to do it.
Hmm.
So, you know, the only real advice, is I think you have to be. I don't think you can like make a lot of money like just because you want to make a lot of money. I think you have to be really interested in the markets. I mean, to me, the markets themselves are just very interesting. It every day it's something different. It's like a job where every day you have to learn new stuff.
Hmm.
It's kind of like politics, I guess, and they're becoming more and more intertwined too. But it's like it's a or like being an anchor man. Like there's always new news. Your job is every day is different. There's every morning I get up. There's stuff I have to figure out. New developments. Um, I think I don't think there's any one. I wish there was an easy answer like, oh, you should buy 50% real estate and 10% Bitcoin and 20% bonds or something. I mean, you can do that. Um, I'd say if there's any hope, I think your idea about Bitcoin is valid in the sense that if there's any hope of a normal guy or gal becoming wealthy, right? There's really only Bitcoin is probably your best bet,
Hmm.
right? Um, if you want to set up a life for yourself 20 years out, real estate is the way to do it. But you're not talking about super wealthy. You're talking about when you can afford it, buying a rental property, eventually leveraging that into another rental property. I know someone in San Francisco who has done that, and she went from one rental property to probably, I don't know how many, 30 now. She's set. She wants to, anytime she wants to cash out, she's got millions, and she started with nothing, almost nothing, and that's how most people who become wealthy do it, is real estate. And I'm not talking about just owning your own apartment, because that's a crapshoot. Does the market go up or down? In San Francisco, people have become accustomed to these crazy prices, and they just go up. But that's not necessarily it. They can go down too. But I'm talking about finding rental properties that make sense financially.